Good morning. Well, now we're having fun. It's mid-July and we are in the middle of a drought and heat wave. So from a distance, things look idyllic. But up close, it's another world. July means tons of bizarre, evil insects suddenly appearing from nowhere by the millions. The corn, which looked fantastic 2 days ago. Yesterday it was 100 degrees. So when the plants start getting stressed, they invite predators. Came out this morning to water before the heat gets going again. And I've already sprayed these with neem oil, but you can get an idea when you look into the corn. The eggs that are on here and in the delicate, what the heck, there it is, in the delicate stalks were thick as mud. I'm going to guess without knowing anything at all, an uneducated guess about growing corn. I've never done it before and I haven't read anything on it. So my uneducated guess is that these are corn weevils. I don't know where I came up with corn weevils, but I did see a couple larger bugs in, and these are primarily the eggs. So my response to this, I first noticed when I was watering and saw that the stalks, the very tip tops, were black. So I dashed down to the cherry tree where I had left my sprayer with the neem oil. I don't know if you recall the saga of the cherry tree, but I can only handle so much sadness at once. So here is my trusty sprayer. I always have a hard time with sprayers. They clog or break. This one I like a good deal, but it requires a lot of work. In order to keep the pressure going, you've got to keep walking around with it. So you get a little bit of a spray for a lot of walking. But that I did, so I sprayed the corn stalks, and I've been meaning to get to the amaranth. In the past, I've had very good luck with amaranth. It's hardy, it's grown, I've had to do nothing, but this year, all of it has been perforated from the get-go with insects. So I sprayed some of the amaranth with neem oil and some of the sunflowers. I didn't have a lot of time or energy. I've got to get to the steps today, so I kind of girdled around where I think the bugs might get them. This was either deer or grasshoppers. I'm going to guess grasshoppers. Problem is that I'm letting the grass get kind of high because of the drought. Otherwise, everything gets dry and parched. So I got a new weed eater, battery operated. I don't like the fossil fuel aspect, although God knows how much fossil fuel was used in making the battery. But also it's lighter. I don't care for the noise, the whole bit with the weed eaters just for manicuring. But in this instance, I'll use it. It's more utilitarian in the garden. I also sprayed the potato plants kind of half-heartedly, only 2 out of 3 rows, but this is what a healthy potato plant should look like. Voila! And then these are the ones, see how they're dingy, and especially over here that I've just let go. You kind of have to pick your battles unless you want to spend your entire life and then some in the garden. I let them go because I've dug a few. The potatoes seem fine. They die back anyway and look like this pretty soon. Just as long as there's enough photosynthesis. But at the beginning, this same blight attacked them at the beginning of the garden when I didn't have so much planted. And I sprayed the neem oil on it, and all was well. Neem oil is organic and it's not toxic. You wouldn't want to eat it, so I don't put it on directly on like lettuce or anything that I'm going to eat right away. But potato leaves at this point are just fine. Look how great the basil's looking. Voila! And I found a lot of the deal. Stoked about that. I did finally look an edible flower. I planted a lot of edible flowers this year. I got a big one that was called edible wildflowers. And I don't usually buy wildflowers because they never sprout. They're teeny tiny seeds, and it's just a waste of money. Some of them have been compromised, but the cool thing is, like, you can look at that one. This pack had cilantro in it. So when I get down to weeding, I will give the cilantro the benefit of the doubt since I didn't plant any. Here's another row of edible wildflowers. The squash is looking good. The watermelon's looking good. Tomatoes over here are looking good. Odd because they are the same kind. I don't remember now if they're from the seeds. I think they were early girl seeds, and some of them are not doing well over here. So, I don't know. I guess it's placement. The echinacea, I need to harvest some of it today. Look how great this looks. Don't get dizzy. After I've weeded it, I found a lot of things. I found what I thought was chioggia or yellow beets, but then I realized when I looked at my packets, I hadn't planted those yet. So I think that this is the rainbow Swiss chard. Pretty stoked. I didn't even see it within all the weeds. So some of that's coming up when I didn't weed and what the vole didn't displace. And then finally, these are the little peppers. They're gonna be nice and tall soon, the good Lord willing. And I'm surprised the lettuce has weathered so well. I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe this is a long lost kale. And then cabbage here. So time will tell. Yeah, I guess maybe I had thought that was beets, but I'm thinking even that last one is another rainbow chard. So these beets that I transplanted that looked pretty slayed, this one still looks slayed. Whoa. Where are you? There it is. This one's perking up. It looked slayed the other day. This one is still slayed. And the rest of them are coming back up. So things are still looking good on that scene. Still a bit concerned about the garlic. I've got to harvest some of the yarrow. It's really the best for fighting colds. So I'm not sure what the story is. Some of the garlic looks great. I'm really looking forward to it growing healthy and strong and doing its ballet moves in the night. Alrighty. Oh my God, 7 minutes. Bye.